Countless Sigma Chad simps tried their luck. All of them got hard blocked at the door like low-level mobs. But the moment I show up, system error. IceQueen.exe stops working. She instantly soft resets into a clingy, teary-eyed little troublemaker. And people always ask the same question. What do you even have? Me? I just smile, because the answer is simple. I'm the one who raised her. I still remember the moment everything snapped. Right in front of the entire campus, the so-called Ice Queen collapsed into tears and clung to me like I was her last lifeline. And everyone went silent, like NPCs just got their scripts deleted. Yeah, that same girl they call the untouchable campus goddess. She doesn't even blink at others, but for me, she turns into a total emotional glitch. Her name is Sue Wanning, legendary ice-cold beauty. The type everyone fears approaching like a raid boss with max difficulty settings. Countless Sigma Chad simps tried their luck. All of them got hard blocked at the door like low-level mobs. But the moment I show up, system error. IceQueen.exe stops working. She instantly soft resets into a clingy, teary-eyed little troublemaker. A walk-in contradiction. High-tier goddess outside, but absolute needs me to survive mode when she's with me. And people always ask the same question. What do you even have? Me? I just smile. Because the answer is simple. I'm the one who raised her. Flashback hallway, packed like a live stream chat exploding in real time. The basketball captain, full-on arrogant young master energy, kneels in confidence with roses, confessing like he's guaranteed the win. Crowd? Fully saturated, NPCs everywhere. Drama mode activated. And there she is, Sue Wanning, standing there like winter itself. Zero emotion, zero reaction. Not even a glance at the confession. Bro didn't even get a tutorial acknowledgement. Then she opens her mouth. One word. Instant silence across the hall. Nobody processes it. Because that human ice sculpture just deleted the basketball captain's entire dignity with a single syllable. Bro froze mid-confession, like his life got paused. Uninstalled emotion. I step in from the edge of the crowd, just trying to pass through like a background NPC. Honestly, I just wanted peace. Bad idea. Because her radar locks onto me instantly. Like a boss fight trigger. I swear, I didn't even do anything. Her expression shifts. Cold mode shuts down. Emotional floodgate opens. Total system overwrite. 1 second, she's a frozen statue. Next second, storm clouds in her eyes. And then, tears. Full-on emotional, critical hit. Glassy, shaking, dramatic. She bites her lip. Like the world personally betrayed her. Her voice soft, dangerous, maximum emotional damage. And I just stop. Because I already know what's coming. Here we go again. The entire crowd turns. Every eye locks onto me. Like I'm the final boss. Judgment incoming. Whispers spread. Confused, angry, completely lost in the plot. And there I stand. A normal guy suddenly turned into the center of a social boss raid. Pressure spikes. Then she runs. Straight at me, no hesitation. Public arena! Zero shame. She grabs my sleeve like I'm her personal save point. And just like that, tears drop. Someone bullied me. She points at the basketball captain, still stuck buffering in confusion. Bro is still processing reality. And I swear, he looks more confused than attacked. His brain blue-screened. Zero response. Just existential buffering. Wait, what timeline is this? The crowd collectively drops their jaws like a failed QTE event. Everyone's thinking the same thing. This can't be the same Ice Queen. Right here, the legend shatters. The untouchable goddess is now just a clingy, crying little disaster in my arms. And I sigh. Wipe her tears like I've done this 1,000 times. Honestly, at this point, it's muscle memory. All right. Who made you cry this time? I already know the answer. She sniffles, trying to justify chaos. He blocked my way! And he looked scary. I almost laugh out loud. Scary? Bro, that was admiration energy. Misinterpretation level, max. I turn slowly. The basketball captain is still frozen mid-life crisis. He finally speaks, barely. What? Are you two? That question again. I've heard it 1,000 times. I sigh and pinch her cheek like I'm handling a malfunctioning kitten. She instantly melts, leaning into my palm like it's home. I smile at everyone. Official answer time. She's my little sister. Simple, clean, safe. Greedy kid I raised. Can't survive without me. And just like that, case closed. But the real problem is just beginning. Back in class, she follows me like a persistent side quest that refuses to disappear. Sits right behind me. Tap, tap, tap. I already know what's coming. Before the bell even rings. Hey! Behind me, soft voice mode activated. I don't even turn. What now? I'm hungry. Of course she is. 2 classes away from lunch. I check the time. She's officially in emergency snack protocol. Hold it together. I whisper. Silence, then rustling. She's clearly plotting survival behind me. I reach into my bag, carefully sliding a paper packet back without anyone noticing. Stealth mode activated. Inside, fresh cranberry cookies. Made this morning, custom tuned for her ridiculous taste. Less sugar, more cranberry chunks. Slight crunch adjustment because she's picky like a hidden boss. Open. Her tiny, happy animal noises behind me. Like a starving baby bird unlocked from cutscene. And, yeah, this isn't new. I've been feeding her since we were kids. Back when she was just a skinny neighbor kid. Never ate properly. Always starving. Her mom yelling across the hallway like a daily raid alarm. Eat your food. Then one day, everything changed. My mom's cooking hit different. She showed up at my door like a starving mini-boss. And one bite later, her eyes lit up like she found endgame loot. The truth? Her home cooking situation was basically a permanent survival difficulty mode. She used to be so skinny you'd swear a strong wind could disconnect her from reality. And eating? Yeah, that was her final boss weakness. Every single mealtime, the entire building would hear her mom going full raid boss rage mode, trying to feed her. Until one day, my mom dropped a nuclear-level dish. Coca-Cola chicken wings! The smell alone was basically a legendary buff. And guess who got attracted like a loot-seeking NPC? Her, standing at my door, completely frozen, but clearly starving. I tossed her a piece. Just casually. She bit it like it was forbidden endgame food. Super careful, super slow. Then her eyes lit up instantly. Full system upgrade. From that day on, she basically became a permanent resident at my dinner table. Later, my mom got busy with work. And somehow, cooking duty got transferred to me like a cursed quest item. And just like that, I became her official food supply manager. No contract, no escape. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. Even midnight emergency hunger attacks. I handled all of it. At some point, I wasn't even a friend anymore. I was infrastructure. Her mom even joked about sending her daughter to me as a wife system unlock. Back then I laughed it off like it was just NPC dialogue. Yeah, I really should have paid attention to that foreshadowing. Because things slowly started breaking logic. She didn't just depend on me for food anymore. She depended on me for literally everything. My cooking? She eats. My water? She drinks. Even when I'm gone for a day. She basically runs on empty, like a broken energy bar. So yeah, they tried a detachment plan, a forced patch update. I got sent away for a month. They thought she'll learn independence. But reality? System crash incoming. They literally removed me from the equation. What happened next? Absolute emotional apocalypse. One weekend, I came back early. Something fell off. And I saw her, lying in a hospital bed, pale, thin, like she got nerfed to 1 HP. My heart dropped. Doctor said it clearly. Malnutrition, emotional collapse, full debuff stack. She basically stopped eating after I left. Not even watered properly, just waiting. When she saw me, it was instant break mode. She started crying like the world was ending, clinging on to me like a lost save file restored. "Did you abandon me?" she kept saying, voice shaking. And that's when I lost it. Every bit of logic, gone. I held her tight. "Never again," I said. "You're not going hungry ever again." That was the moment the system broke for good. Detachment plan? Failed mission. And I accepted it fully. If she's a bug in my life system, I stopped trying to fix it. I just started maintaining it. Because honestly, I was already too deep. Fast forward to school life. She never leaves my side, literally follows me like a permanent companion NPC with max loyalty. Break time? She's there. Class? She's there. My shadow? Basically upgraded version. And now, today, the battlefield was the sports field. Free period. Chaos allowed. Groups of girls whispering like gossip servers overloaded. And the topic? Obviously, her and me. "Your relationship is so good," someone said. I already knew where this was going. She was sitting on the grass, calm, sipping juice I personally made because she refuses anything else. If it's not my handmade drink, she treats it like poison debuff. Someone asks her directly about us. She looks up, confused, like the question itself is broken. "Isn't it obvious?" her expression says. Then comes the next question. "Is he really your brother?" Now that one hits different. I already feel tension building like a PvP match about to start. And then, the real rival appears. That question hit the room like a thrown grenade. "Are you two even the same gender?" Yeah, subtlety officially left the chat. I could feel her expression tighten instantly, like a system error triggering. She hates answering dumb questions like that, especially NPC-level nonsense. I already stepped forward to shut it down, but before I could move, new boss appears on the map. The basketball team captain, Lu Fang, walks in, like he owns the entire scene. Fresh jersey, still dripping water. Bro just finished a match and came straight to drama mode. He locks onto her immediately. That classic, confident but insecure stare, like he already lost, but refuses to accept it. He walked straight up to her, like this is his final confrontation cutscene. Standing over her, trying to dominate the space, but his eyes betray him. Curiosity, jealousy, and panic. He finally speaks. "I still don't understand." Her gaze, ice cold. Like she's looking at corrupted data. "Don't understand what?" She replies. No emotion, just silence pressure. He breathes in, trying to steady his ego. But it cracks immediately. "I don't get it. What makes me worse than Chen Yuzhou?" And boom, there it is. The classic, "I'm better in stats, so why don't you pick me?" meltdown. Family, looks, ability. I beat him in everything. "So why are you sticking to that so-called brother instead of me?" His voice spikes. Now the whole area is locked in. Congratulations, bro just activated public humiliation mode. The air gets heavy, like the scene is about to explode. I start to stand, ready to intervene. But she rises first. Small frame, but that aura? Straight final boss energy. She looks up at him without hesitation. No fear, no delay, just judgment. Then she hits him with it. You think you can compare to him? Not loud, but it cuts deeper than shouting. In my worst moments, when I was starving, it was him who fed me. When I was sick, he stayed by my side all night. When the world abandoned me, he didn't. Every word turns Lu Feng's confidence into dust. Then her eyes shift to me. And just like that, the ice melts. Warm, soft, dangerous in a completely different way. All that status means nothing to me because there's only one Chen Yuzhou in this world. And only his food I can even swallow. Yeah, bro just got mentally deleted in public. She turns away from him like he's already irrelevant DLC and runs straight back to me. Grabs my sleeve again like I'm her only safe save point. Eyes sparkling like she just won a hidden achievement. And then she switches tone instantly. Yuzhou, I'm thirsty. She was still gripping my sleeve like I was the only stable thing in her world. Head tilted up, staring at me without blinking. Her eyes were glowing, like they were filled with starlight. That kind of pure brightness that hits you right in the chest. Yuzhou, I'm thirsty, she said. That juice earlier was way too sweet. I want the lemon water you make with your own hands. And I want it now. She said it so confidently, it was basically a royal decree. Like the queen who just dominated an entire argument a second ago didn't even exist. Now she was just demanding drinks like it was her divine right. I looked at her, and something inside me just softened instantly, like she hit the one weak point I could never defend. What was I supposed to even say to that? Yeah, I surrendered immediately. I sighed, and flicked her nose lightly. You little spoiled boss! Fine, let's go home. I'll make it. I grabbed her hand and turned away. Behind us, Lu Feng's face was completely dark. His expression looked like something inside him had shattered. They don't get it. They will never understand. Her world is ridiculously small. So small it only has room for one person. And the meals that person makes on the way home. She stayed unusually quiet, just holding my hand tightly. Walking step by step, slower than usual. Something was off. Whenever she had something on her mind, she'd go quiet like this. Streetlights stretched our shadows long across the road. I didn't ask. I waited for her to speak first. When we got close to home, she finally stopped walking. Head lowered. Her voice came out small. Am I useless? I froze for a second. Why would you say that? I only rely on you. I only cause you trouble. If it weren't for you, I might have actually starved to death. There was something in her voice, fragile, lost, like she didn't recognize herself anymore. My chest tightened. So Lu Feng's words really did get under her skin. Damn it. I stopped walking, turned around and looked at her seriously. Wenny, look at me. She slowly raised her head. Her eyes were red. You're not useless. You just need me. That's all. I tried to find the right words to make her understand. Just like I need air. Just like I need water. I need you. And you need me. That's not useless. I paused. What is it then? Siblings? Childhood friends? None of it felt enough. To describe something this tangled, this deep. This bond that feels like it's carved into the bones. She kept looking at me. A flicker of hope appeared in her eyes. Then what is it? I opened my mouth. In the end, I just ran out of words. So I blurted out the dumbest answer possible. Destined couple? Yeah, I said it, and then she laughed. Not a loud laugh, more like a soft release of everything she was holding in. Tears still hanging on her lashes, but her smile came back like sunlight after a storm. Whatever darkness was there got erased in real time. And I just stood there thinking, this girl is way too easy to fix. As long as I'm still here. We got home, and I did what I always do. Straight into the kitchen like it was muscle memory. Lemons, honey, the usual ritual begins. And of course, she followed, like a little supervisor NPC. Watching me pour honey like it's a sacred craft. Watching me boil water like it's an ancient spell. She never looked away. That stare, focused, almost worshipful. Like I wasn't making drinks, I was performing some holy ritual. Water temperature, exactly 50 degrees, no exceptions. Lemon slices, precise, never too many. Honey, half a spoon, not more, not less. These rules are basically engraved into my brain at this point. I could do it blindfolded. I handed her the finished lemon water. She held the cup with both hands carefully, blew on it like it was priceless, then took a small sip. Her expression instantly melted, like she just drank some legendary elixir. And then she smiled at me again. Looking at her like that, I realized something. All that annoyance from being stared at earlier today just disappeared. Gone. Having a picky, clingy little troublemaker like this, honestly, isn't that bad. Right then, my phone rang. It was the class monitor. You, Joe, are you joining the weekend group trip? It's a countryside farm stay. You can cook your own meals there. My first instinct was to refuse. I hate group activities. But before I could even answer, she suddenly leaned in and snatched my phone. Eyes glowing like she just found treasure. We're going, she declared loudly. And I should have known better. Anything with the word cooking is basically her instant, ultimate skill activation. Saturday morning came way too fast. She dragged me out of bed. Yuju, hurry up. We're going to be late. I was barely alive. Hair a mess, half awake, and she was already fully dressed, bouncing like a kid on a field trip. Backpack on, energy maxed out. Honestly, where did that cool goddess vibe go? This was just a hyperactive school trip NPC. 6 a.m, the bus leaves at 9. I sighed. She didn't care. We need to go early. I want fresh ingredients. She shook my arm nonstop. And just like that, I gave up. Resistance? Useless. We rushed to the market. And the moment we entered, she transformed. Running between stalls like a food-obsessed lightning bolt. This tomato is perfect. Buy it! These ribs are so fresh. We're making sweet and sour pork. I just followed behind, paying like a walking wallet. But watching her get excited like that, it felt strangely peaceful. Like this was better than sleeping in any day. We finally arrived at the meeting point. Everyone was already there. And the moment they saw us, the atmosphere shifted. Especially when they saw all the groceries in my hands. The class monitor walked over awkwardly. Actually, the farm stay includes meals. Before I could even respond, she popped out from behind me. No, outside food is worse, she said confidently. Yujo's cooking is the best. And just like that, debate over. On the bus, she naturally took the seat next to me. And within minutes, she fell asleep on my shoulder. Sunlight poured through the window onto her face. Her eyelashes looked like tiny fans. I adjusted slightly so she could lean more comfortably. And in the front seat, Lu Feng was right there. I rushed to the meeting point with a bunch of bags in my hands, already feeling the eyes on me before I even arrived. Most of my classmates were already there, waiting like NPCs in formation. The moment they saw me and her together, their expressions instantly shifted into that weird, something's off here look, especially when they noticed what I was carrying in my hands. They started whispering like I was running a secret food stall or something. The class monitor walked over during the meal, clearly hesitating like he didn't know how to say it. He muttered something about the farmhouse, actually including meals. Like I hadn't already figured that out before I could even respond. She popped her head out from behind me like a clingy little boss. She straight up declared that outside food is trash, like she was the final authority on cuisine or something. And then she said my cooking was the only thing worth eating. On the bus. She naturally sat right next to me, like it was her permanent seat. Then she leaned on my shoulder and passed out instantly. Sunlight poured through the window and hit her sleeping face like some kind of soft focus anime filter. Her eyelashes looked unreal, like tiny brushes resting in peace. I shifted slightly just to make sure she was more comfortable. And yeah, I definitely adjusted my posture for her. The guy in front of us, that arrogant, rich-type rival, kept glancing back. His eyes were full of complicated thoughts he couldn't say out loud. Eventually, he couldn't hold it in anymore. He turned around and spoke to me in a low voice with a heavy sigh. He asked me directly how long I thought I could protect her like this. And honestly, that hit harder than expected. He kept pushing, saying she would grow up, enter society, and eventually marry someone else. And then asked what I'd even do at that point. His words started drilling into my head like a critical hit, a reminder I never wanted to think about. Because I had always been avoiding that exact future, I stayed silent for a moment and looked at her sleeping on my shoulder, completely defenseless, completely trusting me, and in that moment, his words felt like a needle stabbed straight into my hidden weak spot. How long could I really keep protecting her? How long could I keep feeding her like this? I realized I had never actually asked myself that question. Or maybe I just refused to answer it all this time? I lowered my head, watching her lean against me without any defenses. She was still asleep, completely unaware of everything. Then she smiled slightly in her sleep, like she was dreaming about something sweet. Maybe food, or maybe something else entirely. My mind started spiraling into chaos. The rival mistook my silence for defeat. He smirked, like he had already landed a perfect psychological blow. Then he leaned back with that smug confidence. He told me straight up I couldn't give her a future, but he could. I didn't answer him. I simply reached out and gently brushed a strand of hair from her face. Because at that moment, I didn't care about his future talk. I only knew one thing. Right now, her whole world seemed to revolve around me, and that was enough. For now. At the farmhouse, the scenery was almost unreal. Green mountains and clear water everywhere. My classmates scattered like escaped NPCs finally released from a dungeon. But I got locked down instantly by her, straight into the kitchen zone. The kitchen was open and massive, like a pro chef arena. Pots, pans, everything was fully stacked and ready for battle. She scanned the place like she was inspecting territory, then nodded like a satisfied final boss. She dragged over a small stool like she was settling in for surveillance, and sat right at the kitchen entrance, staring at me like a hungry little boss waiting for loot. She said she was hungry. So I tied my apron and immediately started prepping ingredients from the morning shopping, washing, chopping, and organizing everything smoothly. My hands moved like I had maxed out cooking skill level. Sunlight streamed through the window like a cinematic spotlight, the whole kitchen filled with the smell of real food, not cafeteria garbage. She rested her chin on her hand, watching me in total silence. Her eyes were locked on me like I was the only thing in the world. Soon, the aroma of sweet and sour ribs exploded out of the kitchen. The smell pulled the entire class like moths to a flame. Everyone started reacting like they'd just discovered a hidden chef boss. They were seriously impressed, calling my skills insane for a student. They crowded around the kitchen like hungry raid players, completely stunned. Even the rival walked over. He stared at the perfectly glazed ribs like he couldn't deny the quality, then looked back at me. But his eyes still carried that annoying arrogance. He muttered that cooking meant nothing special. And real men should aim for bigger things. Not stuck in a kitchen like some background NPC. He wasn't loud, but everyone heard it and the vibe instantly turned awkward. The atmosphere froze for a second. I ignored him completely. I focused on reducing the sauce until it hit perfect consistency. But then she suddenly got pissed off at him. And just like that, she snapped. She stood up and blocked that arrogant rival right in his face. Like a tiny beast guarding her territory, she fired back instantly. You don't get it! For me, cooking is everything. He's literally the best person in the world. And I swear, the way she defended me, that wasn't cute anymore. That was dangerous. The rival just froze, completely speechless. His face twisted like his ego just got deleted. And right then, a girl walked in holding a tray from the farmhouse kitchen. Freshly made snacks, like she was trying to reset the entire atmosphere. It was the class arts committee girl. Her name was Su Saoyue. Sweet face, friendly vibe, the type everyone naturally trusts. She started casually offering everyone some osmanthus cake, like she was trying to fix the awkward silence. Everyone, don't just stand there. Try this. It's really good. She kept smiling. Super warm, and then she walked straight toward me. Didn't even glance at the rival. Not even once. She just smiled at me directly. That kind of soft, harmless smile that somehow still feels like a system notification. You must be tired too, Chen Yuzhou. Take a break and try some. She held a plate right in front of me. A faint, sweet osmanthus scent drifted into the air. Before I could even react, she moved. The moment was instant. A sharp sing smack. The tray flew out of her hands and hit the ground. Broken everywhere. Pieces scattered. Osmanthus cake. Destroyed. Silence. Instant freeze. Everyone went dead still. Even I was shocked, and Su Saoyue's smile just collapsed on her face. Her eyes instantly turned red. Su Erlin, what are you doing? But she didn't even look at her. Not even a glance. Her eyes were locked on me. Burning. Not anger. Something worse. Jealousy. Pure, unstable jealousy. She pointed at the broken dessert on the floor. Don't eat it. Her voice was shaking. You're not allowed to eat anything from anyone else. Your stomach can only accept food I like. Your hands can only make food I approve of. You belong to me, Chen Yuzhou. Her voice cracked completely. Tears started falling like a broken dam. The entire world went silent except her voice. A mix of crying and obsession wrapped into one sentence, and I just stood there. Watching her break down, my chest tightened like something was squeezing my heart from the inside. Breathing suddenly felt hard. I always thought her dependence was just habit, something built from years of familiarity, but seeing her collapse like this, just because someone else gave me food, it hit different. This wasn't habit. This was something far more dangerous. Possession. And I finally realized it. I stood up immediately, pulled off my apron, and walked straight toward her. In front of everyone's shocked eyes, I grabbed her hand. Cold, shaking, completely lost. And I pulled her away. Out of the farmhouse, no explanation, no hesitation. We headed straight into the back mountain forest. Silent, isolated, until the noise of people completely disappeared. Only then did reality catch up. She broke first. She collapsed to the ground, hugging her knees like a cornered animal. And she started crying again. This time worse, louder, messier. I didn't stop her. I just stood there, waiting. Because she needed it. And slowly, her crying turned into soft sobs. I handed her tissue. She wiped her tears, eyes still red, looking at me like a lost puppy. Then she asked quietly, "Are you mad at me?" I didn't mean it. I just couldn't control it. Her voice kept breaking. I sighed, crouched down beside her, and finally looked her straight in the eyes. One question, dead serious. What am I to you? Brother? Cook? Or something else? I needed the truth. Because this blurry line couldn't continue anymore. She froze. Her eyes flickered with panic. She bit her lip, lowered her head, and whispered something I couldn't quite hear. I crouched back down beside her again, locking eyes with her this time. Her name came out of my mouth slow, heavy, and serious. I asked her one question. No jokes, no escape routes. What exactly am I to you? Am I your brother, your cook? Or something else entirely? Because I wasn't letting this blur continue anymore. This line between us had to be cut clean. She froze completely. Just stared at me. Panic flickered in her eyes for a split second. Then she bit her lip and looked down like she couldn't answer. And then she finally spoke, voice barely above a whisper. I don't know. But I know I can't live without you. If I can't see you, I panic. If you talk to other girls, I get jealous. If someone else gets close to you, I get angry. I reached out and gently pinched her red, tear-stained cheek. Idiot. This isn't dependence. This is awakening. Her whole body jolted. She suddenly looked up at me. Shock written all over her face. Those beautiful eyes, completely lost, confused, exposed. And then I gave her the final push. Yes, that. Just like how that guy likes you. You like me, too. Her brain just stalled. She sat there, frozen, mouth slightly open, speechless. Then her face started turning red, fast. From cheeks to ears, like someone just turned her into a boiled shrimp. And suddenly, it all clicked for her. That feeling of jealousy when I was with other girls. That urge to hide me away from everyone else. That wasn't dependency. That was possession. And worse, it was love. She had been in love without even knowing the name of it. And then she snapped out of it. She suddenly stood up and ran. Panic mode activated. Full escape. I immediately chased after her. She was running ahead. I was right behind. But she wasn't fast. I caught up instantly, grabbed her waist. Why are you running? I was out of breath. She didn't turn around. Her shoulders were shaking. She was crying again. I can't face you. I acted like a lunatic. You must think I'm crazy. I pulled her around to face me. Held her face in my hands. Tids everywhere. Red eyes. I shook my head. You're not crazy. You're just too honest about it. And then I leaned in, pressed a soft kiss on her forehead. Light, gentle, like a reset button. She froze completely. Stopped crying, stopped breathing for a second, just stared at me, and I couldn't help but smile at that broken little reaction. So, do you understand now? She blinked through her tears. Confused, still processing, she nodded, then shook her head, and suddenly wrapped her arms around me, holding me tight, then buried her face into my chest, and whispered, I don't know, but I know one thing. She hesitated, then tightened her grip even more. You're mine. And I don't care about anything else. If it's your food, if it's your life, everything belongs to me. Yeah. We definitely just crossed a point of no return, and when we returned to the farmhouse, the atmosphere had already shifted. Everyone noticed it immediately. We were holding hands. No hiding, and just like that, the rumors turned real. The whole class stared. Shock, confusion, and something like acceptance. But Su Saoyue was still teary-eyed, and the rival was standing right beside her, trying to comfort her. But the moment he saw us, his entire expression collapsed. We walked in, hand in hand, and the rival finally spoke. His voice was sharp, frustrated, barely controlled. And just like that, the next confrontation began, right in front of everyone. He accused her again, this time louder. But she didn't even flinch. She just answered calmly. No apology this time. No hesitation. And when she spoke again, the entire room went silent, because she didn't just defend herself anymore. She defended me. Cold, absolute, final. No warmth left for anyone else. She pointed at me and declared in front of everyone, He's mine. And just like that, the entire class realized this wasn't a love triangle anymore. It was a war of ownership, and nobody here was walking away unchanged. Because now, the rules of the game had completely broken. I stood right beside her now, and I suddenly felt like I'd just been stamped and labeled as someone's private property. A bit awkward, yeah. But deep down, I won't even lie. It didn't feel entirely bad. Su Saoyue was furious. She snapped at her, completely speechless from rage. You're being unreasonable. And then that rival stepped forward again, standing between them like a shield, frowning at me. Chen Yuzhou, he said, you're just going to let this continue? This level of obsession, this possessiveness, you think it's normal? I looked at him calmly and smiled. Normal or not, is my call. I glanced down, at the hand still holding mine tightly, like she was afraid I'd disappear if she let go. She's like this. Her jealousy, her temper, her clinginess. To me, it's all cute. Because I like her. So, everything about her, I accept it. I leaned slightly closer, lowering my voice so only she could hear. One hits. One takes. Her face instantly turned red again. She lowered her head shyly, but her mouth was clearly fighting a smile. The rival and Su Saoyue? Completely lost, mentally wiped. They had never seen a relationship so shamelessly confident, so openly unbothered by the entire world. Lunch finally came around. I finished cooking sweet and sour ribs and shrimp in tomato sauce. The aroma filled the entire courtyard. I placed the dishes on the table. 2 sets of utensils ready. She sat across from me obediently, eyes sparkling like she was waiting for a reward drop. "Eat," I said. Instantly, she attacked the ribs, stuffing a huge piece into her mouth like a tiny, hungry hamster. Good," she mumbled, mouth full. The classmates gathered around, dying from the smell alone, watching us eat like it was some high-level raid loot feast. Their eyes kept drifting to the food. Someone finally asked boldly, "Can we try some?" Before I could even answer, she moved instantly, snatched the plate closer, and glared at them like a final boss protecting loot. "No. These are mine. Go eat your osmanthus cake." Still chewing ribs. Still being aggressively possessive. Even the cake got dragged into her personal grudge list. I couldn't help but laugh at her behavior. Cute and ridiculous at the same time. I picked up a shrimp, coated it perfectly in sauce, and dropped it into her bowl. "Stop being so stingy! You can't finish it anyway," I said it casually. But I had zero intention of sharing with anyone else. She finally hummed in satisfaction and went back to destroying the food happily. Sunlight hit her face as she ate, completely content. And weirdly, I felt the same kind of satisfaction. Maybe the rival was right about one thing. I couldn't give her some grand dramatic future. But what I could give her was this simple, warm, everyday life. And that was enough. After the farmhouse trip ended, everything changed. Our relationship became official in everyone's eyes, even if we never said it out loud. No more confessions from random guys. No more questioning looks. People just accepted it as fact. At this point, everyone knew. And honestly, I didn't hate it. She changed too. Still cold to others, still distant, but with me, softer, like she knew she had a place to return to. She still clung to me, of course. But now, there was something else in it too. Care. She started worrying about me more. "Did you sleep well? You look tired. Are you sick? Should I make you ginger tea?" She stopped mid-sentence, realizing she couldn't even make it herself properly. But the intention was there. And I noticed it. She wasn't just attached anymore. She was invested, like I was her anchor. And she was mine. Even more clingy now. Class after class, always by my side. But that clinginess slowly turned into something warmer. Real care. Real concern. "Chen Yu-jo, did you sleep badly last night? You've got dark circles. Are you catching a cold? Do you want me to make—" She stopped again. Because she only knew one thing. I was the one who always made ginger tea for her. Not the other way around. "Then let me be the one watching you drink it." He started changing after that day. Small things at first, almost unnoticeable. Then came my birthday. He disappeared for an entire afternoon without a trace. No texts, no calls, nothing. Suspicious as hell. When he finally came back, flour on his face, hair a mess. Like he just survived a kitchen war, and in his hands, a cake, if you could even call it that. Misshapen, burnt at the edges. A true boss-level failure of baking. "Happy birthday, Chen Yu-jo." He pushed it toward me like a treasure. eyes full of hope and panic. My first cake. And it might taste even worse. If you don't like it, just throw it away. His voice got smaller, like he was shrinking in real time. I looked at that disaster cake, then at his face. And I could already imagine it. Him alone in that kitchen, fighting flour like it's a raid boss. I laughed. Then I took a huge bite. Dry, hard. Honestly, it was a culinary disaster. But I still smiled and said, "It's delicious. Best cake I've ever eaten." His eyes lit up instantly, like stars exploding in his gaze. He jumped into my arms, holding me tight. "Really? You really mean it?" I rested my chin on his messy hair. "Yeah. Even if it was poison, I'd still eat it, because that's how much I meant to him." Graduation came fast. No surprises. We got accepted into the same city, same university. That night, both families gathered for dinner. Smiles everywhere. Suspiciously satisfied smiles. Then the teasing began. "Honestly, this girl is basically glued to Chen Yu-jo. No escape plan possible." Even my mom just laughed. "At this point, it's fate." Chair scraping. The whole table went silent. I walked to his side, grabbed his hand in front of everyone, and said it clearly. "I'm with Chen Yu-jo. Not siblings, not anything vague. Boyfriend and girlfriend." Silence. Then the entire room exploded. Cheers! Laughter. Celebration. And he just sat there, completely red, like a system overheating. I leaned in and kissed him lightly. Right there. No hesitation. Now it's official. Take care of me, Chen Yu-jo. University life changed everything and nothing. He was still him. Cold to the world, except me. Still the same walking ice sculpture. But now I knew the trigger. Me? And that was more dangerous than anything else. Our own territory, our own world. And every night, he'd cling to me like a koala. "What are we eating today?" Same question, every day. And I'd always answer the same. "Whatever you want." Because at this point, there was nothing I wouldn't cook for him, even if he tried cooking himself. The kitchen would immediately turn into a disaster zone. Salt instead of sugar, burnt edges, raw insides, full chaos. Every time he'd look at me, guilty. I failed again, and I'd just pull him closer. "Don't worry, you just weren't built for cooking. I've got this. Always me." And somehow, that was exactly enough. Now everything is official. I look at her and speak calmly. "Student Su Wanming, from now on, take care of me." College life feels like a different world. Same campus, but not the same rules. Because the girl beside me is still the brightest spotlight in the entire campus. And I still that ice wall everyone stares at. But here's the difference. This ice wall only melts for one person. And now, we don't have to hide anymore. I can hold her hand in broad daylight, walking down the campus path like it's nothing. I can sit in the library while she reads, and peel oranges for her. Even in the cafeteria, I feed her without caring who's watching. Because she's mine. And in my world, that's law. We moved out of the dorms. Rented a tiny apartment near campus. A small place, but it's ours. And inside it, a tiny kitchen became our battlefield. My territory. Her paradise. Every night feels the same. I'm cooking in the kitchen, apron on. And she's clinging to my back. Like a koala refusing to let go. Soft, warm, dangerous. Chen Yu-jo, what are we eating today? She asks it every single day. And I always answer the same. What do you want? Then she lists it like a boss raid menu. Braised pork. Cola chicken wings. Corn rib soup. And my answer? Simple. If she wants it, I learn it. There is no dish in this world. I wouldn't grind to master for her. But sometimes, she tries cooking too. That's when the system breaks. Salt instead of sugar. Oil temperature set to chaos mode. Burnt outside, raw inside. Every time she comes to me holding that disaster plate, she looks defeated. Am I really that bad? I just pull her into my arms and eat it all anyway. Then lie straight to reality itself. It's amazing. You're a genius. And she believes it. Hook, line, sinker. So I take the kitchen back. And she happily returns it like it's a defeated boss. She'll never be a chef. And honestly, that's fine. And that's when I realized this isn't just love anymore. Because I'll cook for her forever. Feed her, spoil her, trap her in my world. It's my permanent win condition. Until she forgets she ever needed anything else.